I decided to make a video using one of my really oldest cameras. I usually use a camera that my wife no longer uses. This little Canon PowerShot takes really good videos. And then this fall I bought this camera, which is a PowerShot Canon 2. And I never used this camera. I got a big camera. I bought this a couple years ago. I used it. I don't use this for videos. But this camera that I'm using right now I've had this camera going on 15 years. Used to use it all the time, but I never really used it for videos. So I'm just trying to see how it'll turn out. So today is, according to my diary, it's the 3rd of February 2016. It is 1:17 in the afternoon. And I wanted to show, first of all, some books I got at the thrift store. Well, yesterday I visited thrift stores around where we live. There's 3 thrift stores just around where we live here in Holland, Michigan. And so I found these at one thrift store called Action House, which serves the community, has a food bank and has furniture and clothing and has used books. And I found these at Action House. I found this Kerr. See that? I collect him. I started collecting him. I don't know why, but I found one of his I didn't have. His name is Philip Kerr. If the Dead Rise Not, a Bernie Kuttner novel. And I have about 6, I think, of his novels by Philip Kerr. I was really glad to find this one by Peter Carey. I've been reading his novel Bliss. This is his novel Oscar and Lucinda. He won the Booker Prize for this one. Peter Carey. And I found Anthony Trollope. I have this, but if I see any Anthony Trollope, I buy it. Anthony Trollope, he was a British writer, Victorian period. He's one of my favorite writers, Anthony Trollope. And this is Barnsters, Towers, Mrs. Magsney, and Cousin Henry. 3 novels in one. This is a writer I never heard of. His name is Keith Maillard. He's a Canadian writer. He wrote this novel Gloria. I looked him up on Amazon yesterday and read about him on the internet. It looks like a very interesting writer, and I look really forward to reading his novel Gloria. And I found an Edith and Ian McQueen novel, Saturday. I collect him. I have not read his writings, but I didn't have this one. I was really pleased. I found this novel called Brazilian Red by a French writer, Jean-Christophe Ruffin. He's French. He is also the founder of Doctors Without Borders. This is his novel. I noticed on Amazon most of his novels had not been translated into English, but this one is. It's called Brazilian Red. It won a literary prize there in France. And then I found this novel by Thomas Malan. This is his novel Watergate. I was reading this novel last year in paperback, and I found a hardback edition. I want to get back to reading this. So I found those at the thrift store, Action House, yesterday from our library. And I wanted to show next, one thing I started these videos is that I hadn't found on YouTube any videos by hardcore bookworms who are Christians. And I wanted to show my videos the kind of books that Christian bookworms read besides secular books. And I've been reading this book this morning, Seeing the World, Refocusing on New Testament Study by Marcus Blockmura. Been reading that. And I got this in the mail yesterday. This new book put out by Bart Baker Academic, The Apostle Paul and the Christian Life, Ethical and Missional Implications of the New Perspective, edited by Scott McKnight and Joseph P. Moncal. So, also I've been reading this one by he's a Romanian Eastern Orthodox theologian, Unfading Light, Contemplations and Speculations by Sergios Burikov. And I'm still reading Gregory the Great on the Moral Reflections on the Book of Job, Volume 2, Books 6 through 10. This is put up by Tertians Publishers here in Michigan. So I'm reading those. And I also still reading this book I've mentioned in previous videos, Theology in the Mirror of Scripture, a Mere Evangelical Account by Van Hooser and Daniel Trier. Got this book out too, Trinitarian Theology for the Church, Scripture, Communion, and Worship, edited by Daniel J. Trier and Daniel Luberg. And I've been reading The Pastor as a Public Theologian, Reclaiming a Lost Vision by Kevin Vandenhooser and Owen Streckchen. And also this book on Sanctification, Explorations in Theology and Practice, edited by Kelly M. Kavik. And I've been those are kind of books that a Christian bookworm would read. And I just want to mention that besides the Bible, a Christian is always studying the Bible and reading books about the Bible. And me, I like to read Pauline theology, New Testament theology, biblical interpretation, books on hermeneutics, books on Old Testament theology, books on things like that, Christian doctrines, Reformed theology, patristic theology, medieval hermeneutics, Christian spirituality. Those are the kind of books I like to read when I'm not reading books like this, or I'm not writing in my diary. You know, I'm on page 193 today in my March 2016 diary. So yeah, so that's what's going on here. This camera, I hope it's working. The battery hasn't died, and I don't know how much this will record, but I just wanted to try it out. And so to the next time, bye.